Hey everybody, welcome back. On this week's episode of The Manosphere, coming up is a very, very serious subject, and I cannot emphasize on the word serious. It all involves online catfish. Coming up today on The Manosphere. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's installment of The Manosphere. I am your humble host, Coach Will Martell. And if you haven't gotten the opportunity, please share, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And let me say thank you to every single person that has become a subscriber. Okay. Let's get down to business. This, as I said in the intro, is a very, very serious subject. And now with the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, plaguing our country, and we're on lockdown, it has caused disruption in people's financial life. Jobs were lost, companies were closing down, and things of that nature. You name it, it's happened. So today's subject is the women that are impersonating other people and scamming money out of guys that just broke up with their girlfriends, newly divorced guys, widowers. The widowers, okay? People that had been married to their significant other for, let's just say, 50 years. And all of a sudden, that person is no longer there with them. They're gone. They have gotten sick and may have died and things like that. And you got these lonely men that are just coming up, on technology and trying to learn it. And, they're getting pictures and friend requests and follows and things like that from these women, these online catfish. And I think I can give you a perfect example. I know that in 2013, I wrote a book called Surviving the Game: How to Survive in an Online Dating War Zone, which, quite ironically, it has basically been like I guess, if you want to put it in this category, I said it then years ago that you really have to watch these online predators. And that's what they are. They're online predators. I mean, and I can give you an example. Like I said, I didn't know what catfishing was. I know that there was an MTV show on it, and please fact check me if I'm wrong on that. But I remember watching Dr. Phil one morning because that's all they had on the television when I used to take my mom to chemotherapy. And the television would be on, and I used to have to get her there before 9 o'clock in the morning. And one morning, the Dr. Phil show came on. I said, oh, all right, this is cool. So they got on the subject of a man that was a widow. He was a widower. And what happened was that his wife had died, and he didn't really go out on dates or anything, but he was just learning. He was just learning Facebook and, other social networks. He was just learning that stuff because he was being, he was keeping in contact with his friends and family and whatnot. And what happened was that I think there was a woman. There was a woman that reached out to him, I believe, on it was might have been on Google or something like that he had, but it wasn't on Facebook or anything. He was just learning social networking. Anyhow, this woman reached out to him. He started this online relationship with this woman. And then this woman said something that really the red flag should have went up, but he was receiving pictures from her and she was saying how much she was in love with him. And all of these really, really outlandish things that someone would say to you, or, it is outlandish, because he didn't even know this woman for a cup of coffee before she started to say that she was in love with him, that she wanted to be with him. And, the list goes on. And she hit him up for an extra Z amount of dollars. And what happens? He digs in his pocket and he gives it to her. Okay, he sends her the money. Okay, which I don't mean to put out a discard or anything, but that's asinine. That's just plain damn stupid. Okay, that is just plain damn stupid. You don't even know this woman. Okay, and you thirsty dudes out there, you thirsty beta male dudes out there will gladly reach in your pocket if this woman needs money, and you will give it to her. Okay? And you have gotten nothing but a picture. Maybe of a boob, maybe of a, ass cheek. Maybe she sent you a picture of her with a sheet on, taking a very sexy picture. I got news for you. Those pictures are probably not of that person in the first place. Aww. Okay? Because let me tell you a little story, and this just happened, and this is why I'm on this subject today. A guy that I'm not going to name because he just randomly sent me something, okay, on somebody that was going around scamming. Now, usually in Messenger, I don't pay attention to that stuff. But this was a little intriguing. Okay, this was a little intriguing. So what I had done was I answered him back, and I'm like, brother, you gotta look for the scam. I mean, if this woman is asking you for $500, she's asking a lot of men for $500, okay? And this is where she doesn't have to get a job. She could just survive off of her TNA and her pretty face. So, fellas, the guy that was the widower on Dr. Phil ended up sending this woman, ready for this? Sending this woman over $250,000. That's real talk. And guess what Dr. Phil did? Dr. Phil said his team had gathered information on this woman. I forget her name. I'll just give her the name of Sally. Okay. So here it is. Sally had been receiving all of this money from this gentleman. And then you want to know what she did? After a little while, they talked on the phone. The phone call stopped. The I love yous through email had gone like this. Shh. They had ceased to exist. And then, Dr. Phil's team tracks down the origins of where this person was, because he has a pretty good team and he pays them very well to get all of the facts. So they track this person down in Nigeria. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put a discard on Nigeria, but Nigeria is how can I put this without sounding rude about it? I'll do it like this. Nigeria is the hotbed for the online scammers. Okay, because when they track down Sally to the origins of Nigeria, where these communication, the communication was coming from, they tracked it down to Nigeria to a cafe, an internet cafe. Okay, I don't even know if those are still around anymore. I know in some countries they are, but really none here in the United States because everybody's got the internet here. So what happened was that they found out behind it was a man using pictures of this Caucasian woman that had happened to be, I guess the real woman was a professional woman. And the real woman, they tracked her down and brought her on the show. And the person in Nigeria, the guy, was using her pictures. And he scammed all of this money out of this widower. Now, here's how Dr. Phil really found out it was a man. Well, lo and behold, the number that this man in Nigeria had given to the widower, Dr. Phil was in possession of this number and actually called it on the show, live on the show. So when he called live on the show, Dr. Phil, in Dr. Phil manner, said, "Now, let me tell you something. You are going to stop this scam, and you're not going to get another chance to scam anyone, because my team already knows where you live, and we are going to send over the proper authorities to arrest you." And do you know what this guy did? Hung up the phone. Quick. Hung up the phone with the quickness. Okay. So there's a model named Victoria that this gentleman sent me through Messenger, had actually did some digging of his own and found out that the real woman's name was Stephanie Peterson. That is, by the way, a really gorgeous model in Florida for the Wilhelmina, I think the Wilhelmina agency. Yeah. So he sends me this information and I said, I needed to really, really do a show on this because of the fact that this is going on quite often. And years ago, I wrote a book on it, as I've said before. I wrote a book on it, and it should have been like the Nostradamus book of online whatever, because it did foretell some very serious things that are going on right now. There are people running around right now impersonating Hollywood starlets. Okay, understand me. So if you guys out there ever get a message from somebody that's claiming to be, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston or something, okay, best believe it is not the real Jennifer Aniston, because really her schedule probably is so busy that she probably has people to do social media for. That's what they do. They're not going to actually get online and contact some Joe Schmo or anything like that. I mean, hell, They have their own circle of friends and their own people that they connect with and things like that. And if you ever come across this, delete them immediately. Do not follow them. Do not do anything. Delete them immediately. Now, there's some legitimate people out there, some legitimate women out there that are struggling actresses that are trying their best to network, okay? And they're out there and they're working hard and they're putting up videos and things of that nature and their reels of their work and so forth, that you can take that seriously because that's what they're doing. That's their business. That's their craft. That's what they want to do with their lives. But there are some women out there that are catfishing, that are pretending to be other people, and they're trying to scam money out of men that are what? Thirsty. Okay? Thirsty men that will do anything, okay, to, I don't know, do anything to get that hot chick, sort of. Okay, but I'm telling you something, fellas. Don't keep falling for the scam, because it will eventually cost you financially. I mean, because this widower, he drained out his entire bank account because she had some sob story about her being sick, her needing medicine. Her dog got sick. You know, whatever it was. She constantly had given him reason after reason after reason and excuse not to get on a video call with him, not to talk to him over the phone. It was after she or he needed money that he would get someone to like impersonate this woman. And that's the truth of the matter. So for all of you thirsty dudes out there that keeps believing and believing and believing a con, don't. Okay? Do not. If in your first meeting, this woman is talking about, well, she has children and her husband left her and she needs a little help, tell her to go get on public aid. That's what public aid is here in this country. It is to help people in need for a while until they get on their feet. You know, some people, they make a career out of being on that, but that's not this type of subject, so I'm going to stay away from that. But anyhow, if you ever get that and you get to the point where you're getting emails or DM, you know, having DMs in your inbox talking about that sort of thing, leave them alone. Do not answer them. Most of all, do not send your money, your hard-earned money, to these people. They are predators. They are catfish, and they are no good. Okay? You remember them? You remember the song called Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe, Never Trust a Big Butt and a Smile? Well, in this case, never trust an ass cheek in a picture, or, you know, a little titty shot or something like that. Don't trust that either. Okay? Because eventually they are going to hit you up for as much money as they can hit you up for. And guess what? You are going to be on the ass end of not only being effed financially, but effed mentally, because you fell for the scam. Okay? So that's going to wrap up this installment of the Manosphere. But I want you to take away this one bit of advice. If you've never ever listened to me on this channel, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. And that is this, and I might be repeating myself, but I don't care, because sometimes you have to drive the point home in order to get people to listen. Fellas, do not, I repeat, do not continue to fall for the scam, okay? And that's what it is. If that woman has not offered, after you have been talking to this person for 6 months, has not offered to do a video call with you, has no desire to talk to you over the phone, and you keep sending this woman money, or somebody pretending to be a woman, you keep sending the money, guess what's going to happen? You are going to look like the idiot. And I urge you to stop being thirsty for whatever you are seeing online in terms of these women out here. Like I said, or people pretending to be women. All right, that's going to wrap it up for now. But I want you guys to be very, very careful out there. But this is Will Martell, Coach Will Martell, saying so long. And remember, I'll be back next week with another installment. Remember, every day above ground is a good day. Take care of yourselves and stay away from the predators. Deuces!